Our clinician this year is Dr. Dominic Talencia. Dr. Talenka, excuse me. He's the director of bands in Arkansas, and he served in Wilmington, North Carolina for the past 8 years. We are very privileged to have him back in North Carolina. He's a graduate from North Texas State University, and he's conducted ensembles all the way across America and also Costa Rica and in Germany. So without any further ado, Dr. Talenka.
It's so great to be back in this wonderful state. Let's hear it for these students again. That piece you heard was called Tutarana by Rina Esmail. She's an Indian American composer, and that piece was originally written for choir. And so you hear a lot of the syllables and the articulations that you might hear And choral works kind of represented through the brass, digga-digga-digga-digga-dum, and all the articulation. You heard Daniel on the trumpet kill it. He did his homework. Right? He did his homework. We never talked about it. He went home, he listened. We talked about it being a choir piece. He already knew that. Listened, and it's traditional in that work for there to be some elaboration with kind of the colors of the voice, and he found a way to make it so on his trumpet. So I think it's just like amazing. Let's hear it again for the whole group. Dwayne Milburn wrote the next piece, American Hymn Song Suite, and I'd be missing something if I didn't use his own words to describe the piece, and so I'll just read you briefly what he said. American Hymn Song Suite is firmly rooted in my family history as church musicians. I grew up singing and playing many different hymns, including the 4 tunes featured in this work. The final impetus to compose this particular treatment came during the course of an organ concert in Atlanta, Georgia. One section of the program featured innovative settings of 3 hymns. With the gracious consent of a few composers, he adapted their settings to act as the inner movements of the suite, bracketed with my own original treatments of favorite hymns. So this piece has 4 movements, and traditionally we wait till the end of the 4 to applaud, but we're certainly not going to turn down appreciation. So if you feel so inspired, but there are 4 movements to this piece. The prelude on Wondrous Love, or What Wondrous Love Is This, opens with a chant-like statement of this southern tune before proceeding to a more kinetic retelling. The second movement is a ballad, and it features a rich jazz harmonization of a familiar spiritual. The third movement is Scherzo on Nettleton, which contains all the rhythmic playfulness that you might find in an orchestral third movement, and the March on Wilson, When We All Get to Heaven, calls to mind the wildest marching band ever heard. So we hope you enjoy kind of our big project piece for this performance, American Hymn Song Suite.
Ron's passion for music helped to solidify my decision to pursue music as a career, and I was far from alone. Many of his students went on to careers in music and music education, thanks to his investment in us. But beyond that, every student who played in one of Ron's bands left not only a better musician, but a better person. In fact, this auditorium today is full of people who could tell stories of how Ron encouraged them, guided them, and made them feel seen and heard. In March of 2024, Ron passed away after a battle with leukemia. Echoes Across the Pines was commissioned in his memory so that his legacy could live on in band rooms across the country for generations to come. Ron was a legend among North Carolina band directors. He was known for the deep musicality he brought to the podium, and he loved works that were lyrical and uplifting. With that spirit in mind, composer Brian Baumages created the piece you will hear today. Ron was a euphonium player, and you'll hear that the euphonium is woven into the DNA of this work. The title of the piece pays homage to the pine tree, North Carolina state tree, which stretches across the state and beyond its borders. The Echoes represents Ron's enduring legacy that continues to resonate through generations of musicians, colleagues, friends, and family. I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to ASBDA for their help with this commission, as well as the North Carolina Bandmasters Association and Dr. Talanka for programming this work today. We are also honored to have many members of Ron's family here with us today for the first performance of this piece. In 2009, Ron was selected by the North Carolina Bandmasters Association to conduct this very ensemble on this very stage. It feels especially meaningful that this group will now premiere a work in his honor here today. There are many ways to measure a person's life, but if we measure it by the impact they have on others and the legacy they leave behind, Ron Payne lived an extraordinary life. And now, Echoes Across the Pines. Thank you.
lucky. Can we, and I can't see, so forgive me, but can we have Ron's family stand and be acknowledged? I think Dr. Warsbit really set me up for failure here. He did such a good job of saying all the things that we say, and I don't know that you want to have 3 of the exact same speeches, and I don't think I could do it any better. I will say, these students have been phenomenal. It is such an honor. Getting to do honor bands is really the greatest compliment because these students are cared for by their teachers, and the teachers are the ones who invite us to do these. And they have a discussion, and it's like years in advance that they plan this out for your students. And so to get an invite to participate in such an event is really the greatest honor one could have. And I love doing these. Some people do them because they think, oh, I should. I love doing them because this experience is what made me want to be a teacher. I was at this point of privilege. I was at a high school where I grew up in Texas. I was very proud to be in the band, and I cared very much. But it was a different experience when I went to an all-region, all-district, all-state kind of situation. And I was like, why can't we have this every day? This is great. Look at all these people who care. I want to, oh my gosh. And it baffled me. And I was like, in 8th grade, I was like, I'm going to be a teacher because I'm going to, we're all bright-eyed at that point. We're like, I'm going to, and whatever. But it was like, I wanted this experience every day for students because I only got it once a year. Twice a year, maybe. And so, what it took for them to get to this point is immense. And I would just like for us all to celebrate, really briefly, the middle school students, the 9, 10, and the 11, 12 students for being here. And, we say, people in my world, we're not trying to make music majors out of everybody, but we want them to continue playing. We want them to continue making music. They clearly have a talent for it. And when they go on to their next step, all of that stuff, as Dr. Warswood said, will carry over and make them better professionals. We talk a lot about professionalism and this and that, but I'm not just talking about being a professional musician. It's just being a professional, being a good colleague, being a good human. And thanks to all of you and your support, thanks for their wonderful teachers, that is why these people are wonderful and have done so well and will be wonderful humans. So thank you, and thank their teachers. Let's give a round of applause for all the programs. I just briefly would like to thank everyone who made this happen. Dr. Caldwell and all of UNCG for allowing this beautiful space to be used for such a wonderful event is immense. As I said, it's the greatest honor to be invited back to the state after having spent 8 years here to get to work with your students. So thank you to NCBA and the entire administrative staff. You can see all of their names. I literally list every single one of their names. They've all played a part in making this experience wonderful. But I'd like to give a special shout out to Chad Higdon for being the clinic chair for this ensemble and really helping your students have a wonderful experience. So let's hear it for Chad Higdon. I'm sure I will forget something, but I still have another piece after this so I can remember if I forget. But thank you all so much. The next piece is just one that is near and dear to my heart. It's a sad waltz. Jazz Suite by Dmitri Shostakovich is not to be confused with the jazz harmonies that you heard in the second piece. It's not American jazz. It just means light music to Shostakovich. So you're just going to hear a movement of his Jazz Suite No. 2, and it is a very famous tune. Some of you may know it when you hear it, but I just always call it the sad waltz. And the students are doing a beautiful job, so please enjoy Waltz No. 2 by Shostakovich.
It's only
few of the pages in this whole thing.
North Carolina Bandmasters Association takes great pleasure in expressing appreciation and thanks to Dr. Dominic Slanka
for serving as the conductor for the 2026 North Carolina All-State High School Band. Please help me congratulate him and thank him for his time here today as we present him with this plaque of appreciation.
Well, all good things must come to an end. But we've got more for you, so stick around for the 11-12 All-State Band. It's going to be a lot of fun. The final piece that we have to perform for you today, just nostalgia is just what comes to mind. Many of us, not the students on stage, unfortunately, but many of us, remember the days where it was get out of the house, no cell phones, no games, go play, come back when the sun comes down. When the street lights come on, if you have those, if you come home, you have all these grass stains, you're in trouble, you don't remember how you got them, but all that's, just that life of, oh, you got a scratch, you're bleeding, well, throw some dirt on it, and move on, This piece just makes me think of all of that. It's, Let Me Be Frank With You. The title, John Mackey wanted to write this joyful piece, and he started writing this tune, and then he's like, shoot. I think this has already been written. Let me message Frank Kelly, who's a really famous composer, and you'll actually hear a piece of his with the 11-12 group, I believe. And he messaged Frank, and Frank was like, I didn't write that. It's pretty good. And so, in honor of that, just correspondence, John Mackey called the piece "Let Me Be Frank With You." So it takes you down kind of into the bayou, and it's a ton of fun. So if you feel the spirit take you somewhere that involves some movement, have fun with it, and at the end we'll celebrate these wonderful students and their performance. So this is our final piece, Let Me Be Frank With You.